Oasis project bids have a very powerful concept called a kit, and there's a lot you can do with the kits, but to keep things simple, I'll just show you how to set a kit up on a project and how it prints. So to begin with, I'll type in kit, I'll put in 25 type C fundamental lighting, and for the moment I'll leave the part column blank on this kit line just for argument's sake here. And then I'll put in a component, just one, type C fundamental lighting, housing, and $10 for each housing. And I'll put in another component, one, type C, fundamental lighting, trim, $12. Now, take a look at what's going on here. I have 25 kits at $22. Well, how did it get that? Well, the housing is $10 plus one trim is $12 or $22 per item added to the project. Or another way of looking at it, there's 25 housings and 25 trims. The kit just basically supplies the quantity, if you will. Okay. Now, how does this look when it prints? Well, note that this is blank at the moment. So I'll hit print, customer copy, identify my customer, and for the moment, I'm going to uncheck the show components, lamps, and accessories just for the moment. And I'll hit print. And what has happened here is on that one line, the fixture type C, we have the quantity of 25, we have the factory, and it rolled up the housing and the trim. And then it priced it and extended it. So if you think about it, what it really does is it allows you to use the pricing from the factory. So I key in a catalog number and it prices it for me, whether it's the housing or the trim or each component that's in there. And then when I need to send something over to my customer who really does not care that there's two different items, they just want to see one fixture, all they see is one line on their quote identifying what it is, housing and trim, although these would be the catalog numbers, plus any description you decide to add on the kit line. It'll show the price and the extended price on that. Okay. Now to add things or show how it might print in a different way, if I hit print again, customer copy, I can go ahead and identify my components, lamps, and accessories, print. And now, let me scroll down just a little bit here. It'll actually extend each item. So 25 housing trims for $22. Included in that above is a housing, and including in that above is a trim. And it all prices out normally on that. There is an option to turn on that you can actually switch this from being the extended prices to be indented a little bit, and then it has the quantity one, and then they included and everything like that. So that's a feature you can turn on or off. Another option in here is I could put in anything I want, and usually we see something kind of interesting like poles and heads and more of a DOT type style environment where I might actually put in something else like Brian's catalog number or something else that basically says the type of pole in the factory or something like that. And what I'm trying to do here is when I print it and send this over to my customer, and I won't show the components on the kit, then it basically does nothing more than identifies whatever I key in there. And it's a great way for either simplifying or even hiding all the detail once I send it over to my customer. So my customer now sends it over to my competitor then has to do the same work I did to identify what they're going to supply on the job and not simply cross my product over. Simple little items called a component, kit, and accessory on here. And let me go ahead and add another one. So there's a trick here. If I type in, just skip a line and type the fixture type C, it'll actually copy down that entire area. So this is kind of a nice little adder on here, giving me the ability to say, okay, well, I want 20 type D, and maybe I'm going to change this to a different type, trim 2 at $14. And just keep adding and building my quote rapidly in that. That's